Hello, welcome back. It's been a while. Made the video or posted a video. I actually have a good amount of videos just from inside for me to review of doing landings, trying to practice and perfect my tail wheel landings, three-pointers, mostly wheel landings at this point. And I didn't really post them. If somebody's interested, I can make them public, I suppose, but it's more for me and my practicing. But I kind of miss making the videos, so always look forward to everybody else's videos, Tony and DJ, and it's exciting. So I figured, I don't know, I'll attempt to make a video. I don't even know what to talk about, but we're at like 20 something hours, and we checked the prop torque at 5 hours. We're supposed to check it again at 25. I might do that today, but other than that, I basically went through and just looked at the engine, look at how everything's holding up. We did an oil change already. These things that I was having issues with are all nice and tight. My little clip-on spark plug wires are looking good. We cleaned and gapped the plugs, a few hours ago. Nothing seems to be rubbing here. We had a little issue. I put a post out there with fuel tank imbalance, where it was just draining the majority of the fuel from the right tank. I'm less concerned about running out of fuel because hopefully it'll suck it from there once that's empty, but a weight imbalance. So I mean, that could be as much, as a 100-pound difference, because it was pretty significant. So I checked the fuel vent, which seems to be okay. Somebody had mentioned or sent a link to a thread where they talked about the fuel caps. I haven't done anything with this yet, but there's a nut on the bottom here, and if one fuel cap is loose or not tight enough, it could create a vacuum, and like if you leave the fuel cap off and it sucks the fuel out, but it could create enough of a vacuum to preference the other tank. So what I'm gonna do today, go flying, hopefully. You can tell it's cold out, like the summer weather's finally gone, winter is setting in, but not too windy, so that's good. So anyway, back to the fuel caps. I'm gonna switch these two basically and see if, and fill it up, and then see if this will drain more on this side. The plane, to the best of my knowledge, is straight and level, so I don't think it's a yaw thing or anything like that. But all right, kind of jumping around here. Everything seems tight underneath here, nice and clean. Got a little bit of snot dribble out of the breather tube. Checking all the fuel lines, electrical lines. All my torque seal is still in place, the important bolts, like the one that holds the engine on, right? So yeah, basically just doing a visual, going over. I didn't actually physically put wrenches on anything because I don't want to break the torque seal, but yeah. All right, well, I'm babbling now. Let's go check some more things and go flying. All right, so last time I had this off, when I checked these bolts, my little, I don't know, whatever, anti-centrifugal force tabs were kind of rubbing into this carbon fiber here, and I ended up putting that $1 million 3M anti-chafe tape on it, and it looked like it's doing its job. I don't know if I don't know, it's hard to see here. I don't know if I did this when I put it on or if it just wore into that direction. So maybe I'll take it off of here and actually apply it on there, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, the same thing on the fuel cap. I know this is petty and this is part of how it goes, but if you look at where the fuel cap wears on here, you have these little wear spots. Now if that's painted, obviously that's gonna look kind of crappy. So yeah, I did kind of try to bend down the high spots and arch the low spots on here. I might try some, I think if I just put a strip of anti-chafe tape here and then close it, it should kind of lift it up high enough to prevent that. We'll give it a whirl. Alright, so that actually worked out good. We had 24.9 hours, which is when you're supposed to check this at 25 on the, I just looked on the G3X. So these were right on. So at 5 hours I had to retorque. I believe the inner ones were kind of loose. Right now they're all right on, so I'm real happy with that. So kind of just squeezing the alternator belt here. Sorry against the blinding light. I think I'm going to tighten that a little bit. It seems like a little too much play for such a short run. I'm also going to do a trial block for the oil cooler. We have the big oil cooler with the 13 row with the 4-inch hose, but we're also finding that this number 3 cylinder runs a little bit hotter. And if I understand the engine cooling, you want to create a high pressure area that forces all of the air down through here. So if some of it's escaping through there, then obviously that would be less cooling air for this cylinder. So since the weather is cool anyway, and on the Archer we put in a oil block plate, I'm going to give that a whirl. So I basically cut a 5-inch by 5-inch or whatever it is. I'm going to stick it in here. I'm going to put this little bend in there and we'll just tape it up. So in the past I just put a piece of a little piece of aluminum with some duct tape in there anyway. So this is just a more substantial version of that. And we'll see if it works. Alright, so for now I just put a piece of tape up there to hold it in. We're basically blocking this cooler, and if that's a viable option, I'll put a couple of nut plates on this guy, and then you can just put you know, a couple of screws to hold it in. Kind of similar to what we have on the Archer, or maybe I'll make a new one that somehow incorporates this hole that was here that I'm not using. But I might be overthinking it again. But I'm good at that. Alright, let's put it together and go fly.
Alright, I just ordered some fuel. So just kind of see where we're at. So this one's on empty, and this one is the same on empty. So I switched the fuel caps. We're gonna fill them both. When we landed, this one was like at 3/4 and this one was at I don't know, very off balance. So let's see what happens today. Radio starting. I don't want to be too obnoxious with the camera in this face. Alright, that was exciting. This is a checklist, a pre-flight and a regular checklist that I made. I'll give you a picture here, and that's the back side. This is just one that I made up. I don't know if I missed anything. I keep trying it and then update it as I need it, but I think this version's pretty good. I'll walk you through it. So my pre-flight consists of parking, brake, set. We're inside, so skipping right over that. All the switches are off. Okay, autopilot and avionics reversion's on. I'll turn everything off. Fuel quantity check both. Okay, so we just filled them. So that one's filled to the brim. Primary and secondary flight controls free and correct. Okay, so everything feels free. Move the stick that way. Aileron goes up, wing goes down, we fly to the right. Same thing on this side. Plane goes up, plane goes down, flaps. All right. All notches are good. Then we put the backup avionics switch on. So backup avionics is this one, and verify that the PFD, and this is our COM 1, comes on, which they do, at which point I can put the master switch on. Okay, oh, we listened for the ELT. I guess a couple of times that didn't beep, or I just totally missed it. So that beep, that's good. Avionics switch on, so that'll turn this, and this on. I usually just check the boost pump real quick. All right. So fuel pressure, yeah, so it's working. Plus you could hear it, but it has a helicopter taking off, so that was the thing. So we'll put the pitot heat on, nav lights, strobe lights, landing lights, and I'll just check that real quick. So landing lights, strobes and navs, you can see the reflection on the other side. Those are on. Give it a second, and this should, yeah, feels good on a cold day. And boost pump pitot heat verified, all electrical off. So off, 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 and off. All right, then the exterior. So you just put the fuel in. I'm gonna just do a sample underneath here. It's been pretty good. Never had an issue, but no contamination. We'll dump that. Yeah, and the reason this says R, because that's the right fuel cap. I switched them. Let's see if it helps before I start adjusting stuff with the little nut on there. The G5 is staying on, so that's good. All right, so then we do the walk around. Basically, starting on the side, COM 1 is good. The antenna, that's our COM 1. I look up here, make sure that the torque seal on that bolt is still good. With these flap thingies, whatever, flap fairings on, you can't really see, but I just take a visual in there. Underneath here, I know there's a lot of controversy about castellated nuts versus nylox. As long as I have a lot of thread shown, I'm good with that. Good with that. Good with that. Then take a look down here. Rear spar straight. Wingtip straight, no damage. One mosquito. Front spar straight, no dents. This is tight. I don't have these fairings on yet, so that's easy to check. But yeah, basically give it a good thing. That's tight. That's tight. All the inspection covers have their screws on. And I actually ordered the type B screws to go in here, but they didn't come in yet. Just like one of my things today was to do the fuel filter. I ordered that, but that didn't come in today, so that'll have to wait. Strut nice and strong. All the bolts look tight there. I did overinflate. I think Jeff was saying that he was running his for pavement at 20 pounds. We were running at like 10 pounds, so I'm hoping that makes a big difference. This will be, George said it didn't make a difference when we flew, but, or maybe, I don't know, but we'll see. All right, so I put these little caps on there to keep the dirt out, but everything looks good there. Tires don't look too chewed up for rookies flying, or one rookie flying. And I go over here. Oh, by the way, this is all on here. So, sample fuel, wing root secure, flap hinge points and connections free and secure, aileron hinge points and connections free and secure, trailing edge spar straight and intact, wing tap secure, no damage, leading edge spar straight, dent free and intact, pitot tube clear and secure. Well, I didn't actually check to see if it's clear, but it is. Strut connection, wing body secure, no damage, main gear check, main wheel check, tire inflation and tread good, brake secure, no leaks, fuel cap closed, and vent is clear. So we were just up here, vent is clear, fuel cap is closed. Then move on to here, this vent is clear, all of these quarter turns are in. Put those screws back in, exhaust feels tight. On the Archer, I used to be able to reach inside here to check the alternator belt. Obviously, I just tightened it. Can't do that on this one, but all the screws are in. Spinner's back on. Prop. Oh, nice bug splat. Looks good. No chips. No scratches. Nice and smooth. Air intake. It's all clear. Again, we just had it off, so it's probably a little redundant. This exhaust is good. These fairings are good. I don't see any cracks. People had issues with cracks developing here, but when I built these, I put a little spacer so you can tighten these without putting tension on this lip, and I think that makes a big difference. All right, gear looks good on this side, brakes dry, no fluid, tires look good, these bolts look good. So this wing is the exact opposite, basically in reverse from the other side. Fairings are good, windshield is clean enough. Oh, yeah, checklist, check the oil, right? That's the left wing. Nose, upper cowl secure, no damage. Side vents, clear. Exhaust, check tight, no damage, did that. Engine cooling, air inlets, all good. Engine oil, 6 quarts. Crankcase breather, that's these guys. We know they're dribbling a little bit, clean that up. And oh yeah, let's check the oil. All right, sorry, 6. Sorry, sorry, get the camera in my mouth. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, sorry, had to clean up some dribbles I made. Anyway, oil is just below 6, so I'm good with that. Kind of surprised at how dirty it is already. Yeah. All right. Well, not that dirty. Good enough for now. Engine oil, 6-quart, crankcase, breather, blah blah blah. So this wing, all the same, except you have an outside air temperature probe. That all looks good. This looks good. Already checked all this underneath here. Leading edge, straight. Wingtips tight. Lights are tight. The aileron's free and clear. I usually actually check just linkage too. I didn't do it on the other side, but bolts are good here. Bolts are good there. Bolts are good. Bolts are good. Bolts are good. Bolts are good. Let me check these in there as best as I can. The rear connection, the rear spar looks straight. This antenna looks straight. Flaps down. Check that linkage. That all looks good. ELT antenna is good. Static port is clear. So right fuselage, static port, got that. COM2 antenna secure. Windows check, clean. ELT antenna, fuselage, no damage. And then we go to the tail. All the fairing bolts are in. Everything's good here. I think I talked about this. I might move this down again a little bit. I may have put it up too high. Right now it's fine, but that might be an adjustment we'll do later on. All right, so again, looking for nylock nuts that are unthreading themselves. Those are all good. Everything free and clear. Same thing in here. Yeah, a little nylock. Looks good. No damage on the elevator. Well, we do have a little bit of damage here. I'm not sure how this happened. Something must have dropped on it. And back around to this side. Checking that linkage. And I don't know if I checked that before, but it's all good. All right, I'll put the flaps back up. And that concludes tail cone, check no damage. Horizontal vertigo, check secure. Hinge points free and secure. Trim tab, check no damage. Oh yeah, tail wheel cables. See, that's why you have checklists. So the tail wheel, it's backwards. Sorry about the camera angle. All right, so tail wheel is straight. And early on we were kind of adjusting these. They seem to be good, so we're gonna leave it right at that. All right, tail wheel. Left fuselage, no damage. And that is the pre-flight checklist. Let me know if I missed anything. All right, that was my self-made pre-flight checklist. And next we'll do our normal checklist with the engine start. I'll show it to you.